Shalom, my friends. Sit down for a moment. Close the noise of the world outside, because today we are not speaking only about money. We are speaking about wisdom, about survival, about discipline, about the ancient mindset that helped Jewish communities rebuild themselves again and again throughout history. People often ask, why are many Jewish families known for education, business, and financial success? Is there a secret? A hidden formula? No, there is no magic. There is only mindset, tradition, discipline, and values repeated across generations. Tonight, let us explore this together. Not as conspiracy, not as stereotype, but as philosophy. In Jewish teaching, there is a powerful idea. If you lose money, you lose little. If you lose health, you lose something. But if you lose wisdom, you lose almost everything. For centuries, Jewish families taught children that knowledge is wealth, not cars, not luxury, not appearance. Knowledge. Why? Because history was uncertain. A family could lose land. A kingdom could expel communities. Businesses could disappear overnight. But education travels with you. That is why learning became sacred. In many Jewish homes, books were treated with deep respect. Children were encouraged to ask questions, to debate, to think deeply, because a sharp mind could survive difficult times. And this is still true today. The person who understands the world often earns more from the world. In many cultures, questioning authority is discouraged. But in Jewish tradition, questions are part of learning. A student asks, "Why?" A teacher answers, "Good, ask deeper." This creates critical thinking, and critical thinking is powerful in finance and business, because successful people do not blindly follow crowds. They analyze. When everyone is greedy, they become careful. When everyone panics, they remain calm. This mindset protects people from emotional decisions, and emotionally controlled people often make better financial decisions. There is an old Jewish mindset. A parent's success is measured by what they leave behind for their children. Not only money, but wisdom, discipline, values. Many people think only about today, but long-term thinkers ask, what will happen in 10 years? What will happen to my family after I am gone? This changes behavior completely. Instead of wasting everything for status, people begin building stability, savings, education, businesses, connections. Small actions repeated over decades create generational strength. And perhaps this is one reason many Jewish families became known for resilience. They thought long-term. Now listen carefully. Judaism does not teach people to worship money. Money itself is not holy. Money is a tool for feeding family, helping community, creating stability, supporting education, and giving charity. In Jewish tradition, charity, tzedakah, is deeply important, not optional. Responsibility. Because success without responsibility becomes empty. And psychologically, this creates balance. Money is respected, but not worshipped. There is a famous Jewish idea: do not separate yourself from the community. Throughout history, Jewish communities survived by supporting each other, teaching each other, hiring each other, helping each other rebuild after hardship. This created strong trust networks, and trust is powerful in business. People do business with people they trust, not only with people who are smart. Community creates opportunity. Isolation creates weakness. History was not always kind to Jewish communities. There were periods of migration, discrimination, instability, and hardship. And hardship changes psychology. When people experience uncertainty, they often become more disciplined, more adaptable, more careful with resources, and more focused on preparation. This survival mindset created resilience, the ability to rebuild after loss, again and again. And perhaps resilience itself became one of the greatest strengths. So what is the real secret? Not genetics, not magic, not conspiracy. Habits, daily habits repeated for generations. Reading instead of wasting time. Learning instead of showing off. Saving instead of overspending. Thinking long-term instead of chasing quick pleasure. These habits compound over time, just like money compounds. And here is the beautiful truth. These principles are not limited to one religion. Anyone can learn discipline. Anyone can value education. Anyone can think long-term. Wisdom belongs to humanity. So, my friends, when people ask, why are many Jewish families known for success? Perhaps the better question is, what values create success in any community? Because, in the end, wealth without wisdom disappears quickly. But wisdom can rebuild wealth forever. Thank you for listening. Shalom.